Have you dropped an album yet?
This is the first. You know, it's it's kind of like my retirement package. I want to kind of like ride this into the sunset with my new rap album.
Do you have any features that we should be aware of?
Like my first singles, Gatorade Makes You Stronger. You know, that's like, I got that. That's one of my sweating to the oldies, you know, kind of like, I got a bunch of old stuff, you know.
Yeah. Where do you kind of get that energy?
I have a 12-year-old daughter. I'm a 52-year-old man, 53, so 12-year-old daughter, 53. Yeah, I gotta stay energetic.
How much does your team maybe like kind of feed off of this energy you have?
They're bipolar, like me, most of the time. No, I really, they're themselves. I mean, I think if they get anything from me, hopefully it's kindness and being a good person, try to be a good person. I hope they get that. And maybe a little toughness, maybe, just be tough. But yeah, they don't get a lot more than that, hopefully. It's good parts, not the bad parts.
Exactly, that's all we want.
Not the bad parts.
You know, we're only a few weeks away from the start of the season. Just kind of where would you say the team is at today?
We're still a ways away, but there's areas that I feel really good about us. There's some areas I feel like we still need to work, and I'm glad we still have some weeks of practice to go. We've had some injuries over the summer, so those came in spring, and so we haven't really been able to meld our entire defense together. So we're trying to do that, and it's hard to do when you're missing a couple big pieces. So hopefully we'll get everybody back, get ready, and the good news is we're developing some depth right now because of that. Because you know we got a couple guys that are kind of banged up from spring, so in summer. So hopefully we'll get that worked out in the next few weeks.
Yeah, as the defense kind of looks to figure itself out, where would you say the offense is and taking that next step?
Offense, I feel like, you know, we lost Brett Cortez. He's a special player for us, but we got a really good young quarterback coming in, Jackson Dabrowski, competitor. So I think we're going to be good there. And we got two really good running backs. We're going to lean on our running backs big time. We have to develop our offensive line. We lost some really good offensive linemen last year. But we have some returning. Luke Watkins is one of our returners. That's really it. We got one returning offensive lineman. The rest are guys who played last year that didn't start. So we've got to really bring those guys along, and that's going to be important for us. What is that
challenge of only having a handful of starters across the board coming back?
Yeah, for us it's not as bad as it looks because a lot of those guys played in different positions. But now they're stepping in that first role, so it's going to be a little shock and awe at first because you're like, you know, the bombs are falling. Where are we going? So that's why the scrimmages are important for us. That's why we try to play in a lot of 7-on-7s. We got an all-new receiving core too, so they all played, but they didn't start. So they're you know they got stuff flying at them now and they're learning. So it's just really that, you know, just every day at a time. Really, these young guys, teenagers, you never know. You don't.
What have you been able to learn about the offense, and especially that wide receiver core from the 7-on-7?
You know, we're going to be a different style team this year. I mean, last year our style was, you know, we're going to be really wide and try to create space and run the ball. Obviously, we still want to run the ball, but we're going to be using more tight ends this year because we have a few more tight ends, have a few less receivers. But the receivers we have are good. And they're developing. So, and we're still obviously going to be doing a lot of the same things we do, but we'll definitely be more run game orientated, more option orientated. Definitely more so option more. You'll see more option in our offense this year.
Okay, what gives you confidence in that running back?
Well, we've got two really good running backs. I've got a junior named Aiden Klein. He ran for 900 yards last year. And my senior outside linebacker, Darius Brooks, ran for 500 last year. My receiver actually ran for 200 and caught 500 last year. So, but now he's our starting quarterback. So I told him, I said, you got to get 700 of those have to be runs again. So he's a runner and then he's a thrower. He can do both well. But we'll be using his legs quite a bit this year also.
Yeah, as you try to build that depth that you're mentioning, what will it take from them for you all to kind of maybe meet those expectations or for the program to take the next step forward?
Yeah, you know, really growing up fast and being able to learn and be sound fundamentally. Obviously, that's coach speak, but for us, it's very true because we have we have quite a few guys that they played, but now they really have to hone in on their craft and know what they're doing every play. So really a simplification of what we do to a point where it's just repetitive through consistent efforts over and over. And I think over the next few weeks we'll get those reps we need, and we'll see some success. Yeah.
What players are you relying on leadership-wise to help you get to those goals?
You know, our seniors, we have a lot of really good senior leaders on our team. One of the things we challenge them is to be more vocal. I've got guys that are leaders in the way they work, but not necessarily in what they say. And sometimes you have to have some rah-rah in the locker room, and we're working on that because we have some quiet leaders, so we're working on that aspect of it. But as far as accountability and things like that, like my seniors, they show up, they work, they do what they're supposed to do. They're not laying out. They're doing the things. Our attendance this year has been spectacular. Also, from that aspect, it's been great. But as far as going forward, you know, we got to continue to rely on our seniors that played last year to provide leadership that they learned from last year's seniors and keep growing in a positive way. And like I always tell them, one bad apple spoils the bunch. Don't be that senior that spoils the bunch. Yeah.
When you look to this season, to the regular season, and maybe the goals and expectations that you have, what would the album title be called?
The album title? I have to go with something from a Batman. Rise. Because the Dark Knight had to rise. So for us, we got to continue to rise. You know, we have to continue to rise. We started the process. We're 0-10. We're 6-4. We want to continue that rise. You know, we want to continue that rise to a point of resurrection. So my second album will be Resurrection. I'm not trying to be sacrilegious there, no. I want to make sure that, I don't mean that, but just kind of resurrecting ourselves, our program, our pride in who we are in our community. That's a big part of where we hope to go and where we're going. Yes, ma'am.
Awesome.
Thank you.